Okay, well, it's time to talk about a game for me that, sometimes games just come out and you don't give a shit about them. So I don't care at all about this game. But as a diehard gamer, it's my duty to sometimes just look into games and just see what they're about. And you know, I'm curious. I'm always curious about games that, even games that I don't particularly care at all about. I'm still interested in how they're made, what they're about, who's gonna like it, how popular it's gonna be, what it's all about. You know what I mean? So let's do that with Outer Wilds too, because Outer Wilds is a game I never even played, and I'm not gonna play Outer Wilds 2 because or Outer Worlds. There's another Wilds too, isn't there? So like really original people. But I don't know. It's made by Obsidian Entertainment, who made Fallout 3 Vegas or whatever. New Vegas. So I mean clearly there's trajectories. Clearly there's some trajectories in quality, but to me it just Outer Wilds, it just looked very eh. Why even make such a thing? Because, you have Starfield, you've got, No Man's Sky, you've got Elite Dangerous, you've got like probably 50 million spacey adventure type games. Why do you even need this? But let's look at this. So now for many people, including me, this was an immediate deal breaker. I mean, this is the who's who of modern wokeness entertainment. So I knew Outer Worlds the first one is very niche. Certain type of fanboy goes for that. Ooh, Obsidian. We're gonna play every Obsidian game because everything they make must be good. You got Xbox Studios at the helm of this shit, and this is what you get. And you got Kotaku, giving it $5 whatever is behind the stadium there. So, yeah, you can't. And then, they're talking about kissing and relation. It's one of those games. It is a Veil Garden spacey type. It's looking like that. But let's see what else it is, because it does have connotations of quality, and Xbox Studio has all the technology, all the money. They can just throw bullshit at the wind. Look at what they did with Avowed. So I mean, I would call this probably, it's more likely Avowed in space. Very, very slop, slop Xbox Game Pass type material that just does not interest me at all. But as a hardened gamer, like I said, I've got to see what this is all about. So, uh, yeah, I mean, they're comparing it to Fallout in space, but unlike Fallout. So let's see what these numbers are like. They just released. Like it just. I was like, when is this game released? They just like officially released today, and as you can see, the early access numbers were not great at all for a brand new AAA title or whatever A it is. We had yesterday, a day before launch, advanced access only had 3,200 people, and today, mind you, it just released like a second ago, but that hasn't shot up to 60,000 in like we've seen with other games. So clearly, there's a little bit of a niche here. This is a lot for the Game Pass bros. It's free on Game Pass. I don't even know. I don't pretend to know that, but I did hear that it's on Game Pass. I don't know what is and what isn't allowed on it, but I found this very interesting. So this is touts itself as this big RPG where you're allowed to do all this stuff. Main story is 25 to 30 hours. Now, granted, Skyrim's main story you could probably grind through in that time, but main story plus side quests 40 to 50 hours. Player experience, some reviews are reporting finished closer to 30 hours by skipping a lot of dialogue, while others are focused on exploration and side quests, especially that is fucking short. It's like, I'm sorry if you're a fan of the game and you think there's a million things for you to do in this game, and there's all this shit that is, super special. That is that's not very long at all for a game. And as a person who, I've said this before, is that there's this whole mythos of people who are like, they're not really real gamers. They're more of like the casual. It's like a mainstream casual. And they'll complain about games like, we don't want long games. We don't want fucking, all this shit. But what they'll do is they'll complain about a game being long. I fucking love long. I love games that I can just immerse myself in for years. And like Skyrim. There you go. Let's compare the goat of all time to Skyrim. Skyrim is a game that just you don't have to ever stop playing it. You can add mods, you can do the whole adventure again, you can live in the world, you can cook food and sit around and sell to traders. You can just immerse yourself in the world. So for a full experience of doing all this stuff and side quests and that, 40 or 50 hours, like, you fucking, like, there's gonna be like a couple areas here that you can go around and do stuff and sell stuff in, and a couple little areas over here, and we got to the main end boss area, and there's a new area there, and it's not a world you can really live in. And it looks like it's, what is this fucking AI thing here? AI trying to figure, it's like, how long can they spend in this game? It's not shouting to me like it's this, like, No Man's Sky, but there's all these things you can do, and if you want to be a character who goes out and is a space trader, you can do that for hours and hours on end. It doesn't look like that. And when you see the shill media sucking its testicles, and you see shit like this, you know what this is going to be about. Could be more sincere. Hands full of tears. It's an Avowed in space. It's this new kind of Xbox Studio type game that I've noticed I never have any interest in. It's very, woke, as someone would define it. It's very slop. It's very niche. It's for a very casual kind of gamer. Someone who's not overly experienced in video games and is just kind of fed whatever comes out. And look, this is the new thing. Play it. That is the prime audience of these games, I'm finding. So yeah, it's a little bit of a cult game, maybe. There you go. That's it's like, that's the person that this game is for. It's like that's the ultra casual there. Bingo. Women who don't really have a lot of experience in games and are just following the latest trend. That you go. So yeah, I mean, people who fucking have a bunch of this shit in their room and stuff. I mean, it doesn't seem like it's a massive player gradient. Yeah, yeah. So it's crescendoed. It's gone to 13K down, and it's like this. So it's not this massive release. We'll see by, in a week where its players base. Is it gonna get like 200K people playing Outerworlds 2? I don't know. Now, let's go to the Steam page, because the Steam page was very interesting. This is about a $90 game, $89. Where I'm from, I think it's around 100. But anyways, let's read what people are saying about it, because like anything, Steam is going to have, like, Steam is the gaming exosphere. This is where anybody and everyone can get a real definite idea of video games. PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo to a degree, all these companies, phone games, fucking whatever this is, you're just never gonna get a real picture of what video games are. But hence comes in Steam. Steam, you know what Steam is about. You know that you can get a real idea of a game. Yeah, sometimes there's games that do good on Steam or people seem to like because they're niche, because they're weird, like fucking anime game that's like a storybook and it's like got overwhelmingly positive with 300k people playing it. These weird meme games, but generally you're gonna know from Steam where it's at. There is a good amount of people, and maybe it cycles this based upon how it thinks that people are going to want to see, but you're gonna like there is some if I'm a person just sitting back looking for a game to play, there's some concerns here. Clearly regretting my pre-order, clearly needs some bugs fixing, fatal error. Outer Wild 2 takes the formula of the original. It doesn't really improve on much of anything. I mean, that's a classic of what they've done with these games, is that they'll say, this game kind of has a niche audience. Let's just make it the same and with a little bit more shiny graphics. It doesn't really work that way, and it doesn't help them all. Clown things for people who are shilling for the game, and you have the game. I thought the game was fun, but ultimately refunded it because it's not $75. This is a very, very classic thing for people who are trying to make themselves like a game. Now, you will notice that if you ever actually have had an experience where you love a game, you will know that this is not this is not the case. Anybody who has bought a game that they have looked forward to for a long time and have just loved it, every second of it, this thought doesn't even cross their mind. And this is indicative of a person who's kind of kind of force feeding themselves a game. It's not worth that. It's worth 30. It's not worth 80. It's worth 30. It's not worth full price. It's worth that. Buy it on the sale. These are words of people, and everybody's had that experience. I used to fucking buy N64 games and get this feeling. I used to rent PlayStation 2 games and get this feeling. This is not a new feeling. This is the sign of a bad game. It's a sign of a game that doesn't live up to expectations, and you're trying to convince yourself that it's good. Which is, just kind of something that you feel, is that you feel like you're kind of ripped off a bit. And anybody who's had the experience where you buy a game and you're just like, I love this game, I want to play it. You keep it up on a little pedestal somewhere in your fucking room. And, you look at the box all the time. You're like, oh, this is so cool. It doesn't even cross your mind that you paid too much for it. You just are happy to have just owned it. So the reviews show a little bit of shilling, but there's some weirdness. Let's have a look at the discussions, because there's always some interesting stuff going on in here. Outerworlds 2 peaked lower than Avowed. Obsidian might have damaged their reputation from Avowed. Oh, they made the same game, didn't they? I mean, that's pretty fucking awful. Outerworlds 2, 120 million. How do they get 50 to 120 million? How would a game like this ever cost that much? That's because all these people, there's lots of overpaid people in the gaming industry who don't really contribute much to the gaming mythos, and they get paid way too much more. It's been out for a few. Calm down. It was on the weekends. So there are people it's still school time. My guy's inventing new dates. So you get a lot of shills. This is, look at that. This is like, there is gamers who get it in their mind that everything has to be, like, their thing has to be the best. So when they'll come at these people, and they'll try and fucking hamper on them. Trust me. Is this game at least better than Starfield? I would play Starfield any fucking. And Starfield's a game with me. I was like, do I want to get into it? Do I want to learn the modding? Not really. I mean, I'd just go play No Man's Sky. But this is the type of things is that you can't set the bar lower than Star Fraud. So there's gonna be Starfield haters in here going like, it fucking sucks. I love it. Our games are better. And, people saying shit like that. Way better. I would play Starfield any fucking day over this shit. It looks really lame. And again, unoptimized game, less than 12k players. And the shills are going to be running defense for it. So whenever you have this like back and forth, like an amazing game is just going to be like tons of people fucking loving it. Like Red Dead Redemption 2 when that released probably had like fucking 95% of people were like, this is the best game ever. Oh wait, let's see what this person's saying. Looks like the game is flopping, so why is it not more popular? Pricey as hell. Outerworlds 2 hasn't launched yet. Expect poor sales. I expect poor sales. By offering early access premium buyers before the original release, it created a problem. There is a problem with these types of games. For me, as an experienced, timeless gamer, it's so uninteresting. It's something that I would just never want to play because I'm not getting fucking shoveled wokeness. You know what I mean? I'm not getting. Where is it? This image right here just percolated the internet and pretty much gives you an idea of what you're in for with these types of games. Is they're sneaking wokeness or trying to kind of make it like, look at these cool people, look how amazing, aren't these people cool looking? It's like, no, these people do not look cool. I want to fucking hear what one of these people have to say, let alone a whole troop of them. You got the fucking weird hair, you got the ultra lib wimp woman, and diversity. It's just ridiculous. But they don't make these. It's not like they're trying not to make a Veilguard anymore because they know people fucking hate that shit. So they're trying to make these little like games. It's like you guys like video games, right? You guys like video games, right? Here's a video game. And it's like in the story, it's got like empathy, and there's gonna be a fucking Trump allegory, and gaming technology now has made it so absolute plebs can make video games now. And Obsidian is like, Microsoft, sure, make another game. Sure, here's another $50 million. Go make this. And they come out with utter crap because of it. And that's what this looks like. It's utter crap. There's not really anything fun to explore. No, it's just generic sci-fi space woke adventure number 973. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere. It doesn't like wokeness. It's like beating a dead horse. You can say over and over and over again how wokeness destroys games. We know it does. Like, it's obvious. But do they make a game like Baldur's Gate 3, which, yeah, it's got, woke aspects to it. You could call it woke for gayness, bareness, whatever else they have in it, dialogue options. But on its core surface, it's a good game. Like, it's a game that's unique. People want to play it. There's lots to do in it. It's a huge world. You can just live in it infinitely. It doesn't inherently destroy it, but when you're making a game that is trash and has wokeness, boring looking, nothing exciting about it, you've got this like perfect storm of just meh, a garbage shovelware of our modern time. So yeah, I mean, the Outer Worlds is, to me, that kind of game. I would have never bought it. It's like, I would have never bought it, but I'm curious. I'm curious to see what people say. I'm curious how the industry reacts. See, you got lots of fighting. People, fuck you. I'm probably gonna get comments on this video of people being like, "Fucking hate you. You fucking love my game." It's So funny. Can you do an evil playthrough? So far, it seems you can be super good slash evil, sap like New Vegas. So you can kill everyone? I believe so. Look at that cope. If you can't afford this game, guys, you got to improve your financial situation. $100, you should just be able to just spend $100 on some random shit, slop shovelware. It's hilarious. Should Obsidian's new slogan be mid at best? That's gold. I'm awarding that one. Give them. I don't know how I accumulate these Steam points. By the way, I have absolutely no way. Poetry. Gift and poetry to that mofo. That was beautiful. So yeah, I mean, you have this type of stuff. This is a sign of a lot of people realizing that this is kind of crap, and the people who are coping are the ones going on the defensive here. It's just a game that just is never gonna fall into my radar. People will be like, "You haven't played it, you can't talk about it." It's like, yeah, you can. Like I can find out from a game within probably about 5 to 10 minutes of knowing about it, its general premise, the people behind it, the characters involved. I'm gonna be able to understand from that game that there's not really much there for me to like, and to even play, even if I was gifted a free code, I would have to slog through it. Planet Coaster mod. But yeah, Reddit is a place of these kinds of weird, obsessive, compulsive people. And this is like, I don't know what to do at X. I don't really know what to do at X. I was in a dark bramble following the signal and ended up anglerfish eggs. What the fuck is an anglerfish? But I don't really look at that's the level of creativity I was. Anglerfish, you know that fish from our planet that is like really alien looking? Yeah, put that in there. Yeah. Quantum lock. I can't land on a quantum moon, but no, the island station. It's just. I thought I'd hate this game. Why would you think you hate it? Man, like a lot of the games I was like, I know I'm gonna love this game, and I play it, and I was like, yeah, I fucking love it. I thought I'd hate this game. After reading a comment saying this game was better than Red Dead Redemption 2, blasphemy, absolute blasphemy. I knew this game was good. I hate puzzles. They're just not my thing. I needed to blah, 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 10 hours, but I persevered. Everything started to come together. This is what IGN said, is that for some reason, everybody thinks like the first little bit of this game sucks, and then it gets better. It's like, that's not a sign of a very good game. You don't have to go cultural unusual 7258. You don't have to go on the internet, looking for approval of people like, look at this. Oh God. You imagine in fucking 10 years, this dude's gonna look down at his arm and be like, oh my God, why did I get a fucking random tattoo of the, and maybe by that time he's just got fucking tattoos all over him. But can you imagine getting a tattoo of a mid game that like 99% of fucking gamers don't even give a shit about? Look at that. Talk about a waste of money and putting something on your fucking arm that is absolute dumbassery. Why does it do? Is that Reddit is so fucked up. Look at, they're all doing that. What the fuck is that about? You see that? Anyways, just a spec one moronic decision. You're gonna regret that in probably 6 months, I would say, if not already. Let's review the next candidate for Communiverse. Science compels us. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, ooh, it's a weird space adventure. We like it. You know, it's like, no, man. It's like this spooky season, Halloween. Yeah, and weird timing for a Halloween release, isn't it? Like, 90% of people are going to be doing Halloween shit, not playing some stupid wacky space fucking um what is it? There's another one. And nobody's gonna know that's even related to that world. They'll just think you got a space alien tattoo. Oh, these people, man. Look at that. 3.6k people currently on the Outerworlds subreddit, guys. It's a smash hit. It's an absolute community of millions of people who love this shit. It's just niche slop. It is very niche, very sloppy. Ever since I've been in these years, I kept having this dream that it's my life. Outer Worlds 2, guys. It's my whole life. Spoiler. I don't know what that is. And why does everything look so wacky and stupid? That's like their art style? It doesn't look as bad in some of these screenshots. Oh, hey, look, is that the angler fish? Or is that Angler Town? It's so dumb. Yeah, see, why does the spaceships look so stupid looking? Look at that shit. Who fucking thought that was a good design for a ship? I don't know. It's sign that some people like video games that just are so out of my spectrum of entertainment that it's fascinating. I would never force feed myself. Look, why does everything look so goofy? Look how stupid that gun looks. What is with that? It's like they wanted to. It's like when they were designing all these designs, they were like, let's just make it look wacky and yay, like it's weird. Like it. Even that weapon, like that's a melee weapon, and it's got what it looks like. What they did with the art styles and stuff is what they did is they were like BioShock, space, Fallout New Vegas, and just like put it in a fucking blender, and then like here's this game, because like you cannot tell me that they weren't like, oh, BioShock, people like BioShock, make it look like BioShock. They totally BioShock the shit out of some of these towns or whatever, but then they're going into these like space places and like planets, and it just looks like, I don't know, generic space adventure number 132. It's very weird, isn't it? It is very weird. I will give it that. Is that it doesn't look like a particularly entertaining game. The design is wacky and cringe. There's gonna be obvious wokeness. Look at, you got the fucking liberals everywhere in it. Doesn't look very good. Doesn't look very good at all, does it? Let's see if it's crescendoed even more. It's gone down. It's going down from that. Don't worry, guys. Wait for the weekend. It's like it's currently way under what Avowed began at, and that game was a fucking abysmal failure. They spent $50-60 million on that shit. How are they ever going to? It's like I said. It's Game Pass slop. Is just make a game. It sucks, whatever. Put it on Game Pass and be done with it, type of shit. Where's that? Here, wait. Let's go back to more of this, because it's always hilarious watching Redditors obsess. It's always entertaining to see Redditors obsessed with some gay, fucking obscure game. It sucks. Finish that. Oh, hey, it's the anglerfish. It's like, that's such a unique design for a game, guys. Let's just take a weird alien fish from our planet and make it in space. Brilliant idea. Oh, hey, look, that's that alien that guy got fucking tattooed. More tattoos, man. You imagine how many people are walking around out there in the world right now with fucking tattoos from shitty ass fucking no name games. You know what I mean? God. It must be actual torture for this person when they get the numbers and this game has like been a failure that they're like, oh, oops, I got a fucking tattoo of a game nobody likes. But you know what? You're free and allowed to do that in today's society. So boring looking. Look how shitty that pumpkin looks. What the fuck? Look at the fucking chopping job they did on that. I think that was supposed to be that alien. It's fucking tiny too. Look at the size of the fucking pumpkin that is. Oh, that looks fucking horrible. Happy Halloween. I hope this person has a good Halloween. But note to self: your pumpkin looks like dog shit, bro. Look at the fucking like. Look at how it's like not quite cut off there, and the jagged mouth. Oh my god. Oh, not more tattoos. How are these people even real? Black Pacific, man. Oh, nobody's ever gonna know what that person's fucking symbol means. That's so funny. Shitty tattoos, shitty fucking pumpkins. These are the people that exist, aren't they? God. I don't know. Okay, so we're just about done here. We wanted to explore Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds or whatever it is because it just like it occupies that space of gaming that I've talked about before. Is that it's like these people don't have very good taste in video games, and they gravitate towards games that are kind of failures. You know, they just slop. You know, most of us hardened gamers would never be interested in it. You know, if Obsidian gave me a code for this game, unless they were paying me like a fucking a grand to like review it and show it, I would never bother playing through this shit because it just looks boring and stupid. But yeah, I mean, give me estimates. Yeah, I'm sure people are going to be rushing out to get that and that. But yeah, it's maybe that's just kind of how it goes sometimes with these games is that you know Xbox Studios or whatever could just shell out this money if it fucking fails. Who cares? They're just making games. They're just churning out product. They're just keeping IPs in the general space. They don't care if it's failed or if people becomes big massive hit. They just want to turn shit out so it can appear on Switch 2 and it can appear on fucking Game Pass and all these things. But yeah, I don't know. Outer Worlds 2 doesn't look very good. It's not a game I would ever play. It seems to be for that specific type of audience of gamers like Avowed and Veilguard. They just cannot play what they like. They have to be spoon-fed games. It's like here comes the airplane. Outer Worlds 2. Open up. Okay, you got a game that only has 30 hours of content and it's kind of a woke space goofy adventure thing. There you go. Here's your game, bro. Look at that gun design. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it looks great at all. I wanted to see what the general buzz was about it. And yeah, that's Outer Worlds 2.